So this time we are back with another problem, and this problem is called Pascal's triangle. And in this problem we will draw knowledge from the following concepts, which are list, for loop and indexing. So unlike the previous problem, understanding this one visually is much more important. So let's see how this Pascal's triangle looks like. So over here I have a triangle made up with numbers, and as you can see that I have taken depth over here as 6, and both the sides of these triangles are filled with 1s. So to calculate a value inside a Pascal's triangle, you have to take both the values above it and add them. So over here I can do 1 plus 1, which is 2, to get this value, and similarly we can do 2 plus 1 over here to get 3. So like that we can fill the complete Pascal's triangle. Now this Pascal's triangle, every value is dependent on the values which are directly above it. So 3 is dependent on 2 plus 1. Over here 6 is dependent on 3 plus 3. So we want to create this triangle as a nested list. So let's break this up. As you can see, this first one can be a list of only this value 1, and the second depth can be represented as the list 1, 1. Similarly, the third depth can be represented as the list 1, 2, 1, and so on. So let's see how we can create this triangle. So let's start programming. First, I will have depth equal to 10. For output, I will create an empty list. And if you remember the Pascal's triangle image, which looks like this, so for the first depth, the only value that can happen is 1. So let's append this value directly to our output list. Now, since I already have a value in the output list, so what I can do is I can count till depth minus 1. So instead of 10 times iterating over this range, I can do 9 times iterate, because for the first depth I have already taken care of it. That's why over here in the for loop I have kept it depth minus 1. Every first row starts with 1, so I'll create a new row which is a list with the value 1. Now if we come back to the triangle again, we can see that for depth 1 there is only one element, for depth 2 there are 2 elements, for depth 3 there are 3 elements, so on. For depth 6 there are 6 elements. So what I can do, whichever depth I am currently at, I can use that depth and create a range for that depth. So this is a nested for loop. So for j in range I can do new row, which if you recall I have created and assigned the value list 1. So with 1 I need to append the rest of the values for this row. Now output is a list of a list. I can do output I, so the depth, and after that the jth element and the j plus 1 element. So the elements directly above it will be that index and the next index. So I have to sum these two. So in Pascal's triangles, every row also ends with 1. That's why I am appending another one in the end. Now my row is ready, so I will append this row to my output, which is a list of list. Now our output is actually ready after this for loop only. Let's print it in a nice format. For that, I will iterate over every row which is a list inside output, and I will create a string out of the list. So the list as it is will be converted to a string. Now there is a method called center in the string class. So I can do string.center and I have to give it a maximum width. So over here I am giving it a maximum width, and to center width I am giving it space. So to center width, if we write any string over here, instead of space, those string will be appended before and after to center that original string. Now once my formatting is done, I will print every row. So let's see the output. As you can see, the Pascal's triangle has been generated. So first we have 1, and every row starts and ends with 1 also. And all the values in between are actually the sum of the values which are above it. So 1 plus 1, 2. Over here for 3 we have 2 plus 1. If we take any random values of for 15, we have 5 plus 10, like that. For 20, we have 10 plus 10, and so on. So just by changing this value, let's say we want to generate up to 5, and if we run it again, you can see a smaller Pascal's triangle has been generated. If you face any difficulty understanding this problem, feel free to let me know in the comment section. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we will learn about functions in Python. And functions is a very important topic, so make sure you don't miss it.